Welcome into the Gramlich and Lain podcast, presented by Ingles, the official supermarket of Gramlich and Lain. Mac, it's time to talk Virginia. Wahoo wah. If you had told me on November 4th that we would be doing like a full Virginia episode, the week of Virginia Wake, I would have said, okay. I mean, I'm down, but I'm really confused. And
You mean the week that Clemson and Florida State play? You
yes,
mean that
yes,
week?
the week of Clemson, Florida State.
You mean the week of
Oh my
Syracuse
God.
and Miami, how epic of a game that was last year? That week? Here we
Mac,
are.
it just showed. You say it all the time. That's why this is the greatest sport in the world, because you
Yeah.
can't predict it. It's silly. And Virginia has a massive game against the Deacs this weekend. And so we had to go get your boy, a kid that, Mac, you basically helped raise.
You could say that, maybe. Just a little snot-nosed, punk running around the facility, not listening to his mom. No, I'm sure he listened. Chandler Morris is joining the show. And it was so, surreal for me, KG, when we sat down with him
Yeah.
at, Media Day in Charlotte. I'm just like, this is nuts that this is happening right now. But it just goes to show you I'm getting old. I'm getting older,
Well,
I
explain the
guess.
background for people who might not know.
Oh, yeah. People are like, what are you talking about? So Chandler Morris is the son of Chad Morris, who was my offensive coordinator for 4 years of my career there. My last year, Coach E, who's his head coach, was my offensive coordinator. So Coach Morris was there. He came over, was our offensive coordinator, and he had his whole family and Chandler, one of those little kids. And you'll hear the story. He kind
Yeah.
of shares a little bit of it. Coach Sweeney, obviously the biggest, best family man, in the business. People are always around, wives, kids, whatever. And that's just what we were used to. We were used to seeing those little crazy fools running around everywhere. And, now that he is, a baller and killing it at Virginia and leading this team to number one in the ACC is just, it's a crazy moment. It's a crazy moment. And I said this to Chandler, here in the show here, but when we were talking in Charlotte, and I was just like, I think you're the final piece, man. I think you can
Mhm.
add to it. You've seen everything that Virginia can do. They need a consistent quarterback, and they need somebody to rip it and push it downfield. He said, that's what I'm going to do. I said, let's go. And he's done that. He's delivered, KG, which has been really fun.
Yeah, he really has. And it's cool. I mean, he talks about his journey, and yeah, he's been at a bunch of different schools, but that's just kind of how it is now. And he's learned a lot at each stop. He's bet on himself.
Yeah.
And now here he is having a really good year and doing a lot of good things for Virginia.
I
So,
think it's interesting too that, he really laid some context there for TCU, like the
yeah,
fact that he was the starter over Max Duggan. He beat Max Duggan out, who led them, to a national championship there, but just the injuries were,
right.
insurmountable. And he laid it out there that TCU moved on from him. So I can't imagine what that conversation is like and how hard, that was for him to hear. And, he talks about being in a dark place. And listen, KG, you and I have dealt with injuries. We dealt with being the, star in high school and
Yep.
being the guy or the gal. And then you get to college and it's like, you gotta figure it out. And it doesn't just happen for everybody right away. So I'm glad that he got out of that. I'm glad that he's doing what he's doing. And shout out to Coach Morris at North Texas for helping with that, who, by the way, I think he's going to be a head coach somewhere big,
Mm.
somewhere soon. So it was cool to kind of hear that. We probably, if it wasn't game week, we probably would have jumped into that a little more. But certainly a story worth hearing one day, and just glad he made it out on the other side and is playing at a very high level.
Absolutely. It was cool to hear. So let's get to our interview with Chandler Morris, and then let's talk a little more Virginia Wake, but also Virginia's remaining schedule after we talk to their QB.
Did you know Ingles only sells USDA Choice and Prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Chandler Morris, great to see you, man. We've been kind of like strategically waiting on this because I wanted the huddle to be coming to Virginia before I was able to speak to you. And then finally I got word. I'm like, okay, let's call them. These guys are playing at a super high level. They're number one in the freaking ACC, and you guys are just absolutely killing it, man. How has the season been for you from your perspective? And I know you're having a ton of fun.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. going out there. And the fun part is, I mean, I've just got great teammates around me. I mean, just good people on the team. Everybody's pulling for each other. So it's just been a lot of fun, and to be able to see kind of this program have the success that they've been so hungry for the past however many years.
Yeah, I think the fans have been hungry. I mean, specifically that Washington State game, when you're watching that and seeing Scott Stadium, it looked, I mean, obviously for Florida State too, it looked electric. But Chandler, I want to take you back because your dad was the offensive coordinator at Clemson way back when Eric McLean played. Okay. So a while ago. Now, tell me just some of your memories from that, growing up kind of around Clemson, seeing the guys, maybe an Eric McLean story. Just tell me what you learned when you were that young back at Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, EMAC can vouch for us. I mean, we had a ton of coaches' kids that would run around the facility. We'd be all over the place. Coach Sweeney would actually move practice because if we were taking up an area in the indoor or something that they're about to use, we were over there cracking heads or running around playing a little backyard football. Coach Sweeney would move it, but yeah, no, it was a ton of fun. It was a really cool experience as growing up as a kid. I mean, just all those talented players that came through, and to kind of see Clemson being built right then and there. We didn't really have too much of an idea. I mean, I was pretty young, so that was all new to me, but it was a lot of fun to be around.
And you saw the foundation of it, and saw your coach now with Coach Elliott, and
Right.
how he, grew up, and when your pops went to go be a head coach, he got, kind of inserted in that offensive coordinator role, and now, being your head coach there. I want to talk a little bit about your journey before we dive into UVA, man, because you've faced some adversity. You've been around, and you've seen a bunch of different things, and to finally, have your last stop here in Virginia. What, I guess, did you learn at each stop, and just, with the uniqueness of, how you've been to different schools there, what's the biggest, I guess, lesson that maybe you can pass on to others that are maybe just starting their journey?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a roller coaster of a career. I mean, at TCU, I won the job 2 years in a row. Got hurt with the same leg injury both years, and then they kind of moved on from me after those two injuries, and so I mean, I really I did not love the game of football. I've been open
Mm.
about that. I was really in a bad space of mind, and the game wasn't loving me back. So, and I thought I had thoughts of just being done with it. And that's when Coach Morris at UNT gave me a call, and wanted me to come play quarterback there last year, and I got that opportunity. So I went there and did that, and I fell back in love with the game, I had a ton of fun, and I'm really appreciative of Coach Morris and his staff. I mean, they helped me fall back in love with the game, and so I mean, and just really throughout the whole thing, just not getting too high, not getting too low. I mean, that was probably the biggest challenge for me. And then I learned the hard way, I think, and so I think that's a lesson that I can maybe pass on to younger guys.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And look, Mac and I both played college sports. We understand when you don't love the game. Like there are times where it can just wear you down, injuries, different types of things, but really glad you found that love again. And you found it with Coach E in Virginia. So tell us more about that relationship. What do you remember? You probably don't because you were just a kid, but like remember first meeting Coach Elliott at Clemson, and then now how does that relationship come back? Does he give you a call after your incredible year at North Texas last year?
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I was pretty young, but really just the things I do remember about Coach E when we were at Clemson was he was the one who taught me how to carry a football
Mm.
with a ball security and everything, and he'd be like, "Chan, man, show me the 5 points of pressure," or something like that. Whenever I was whatever 10 years old, and so getting to come here, yeah, I mean that was he gave me a call after my season at North Texas when I entered the portal, and um, we just hit it off right then and there. I mean, just like nothing, like we'd been in contact forever. Which, so I mean, that was really cool to kind of pick up back where we left off, and come up here and have a ton of fun so far this year with him, and trying to win these last three.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, man, just your success. And I remember, kind of talking to you off camera up at ACC Media Day and saying, I know you're excited to sling it all over the yard. And you said, that's why I came here. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what you have been doing all year long. I mean, this offense has been so much fun to watch. It's very complimentary with, the decisions that you make with your running ability, but also, the running backs and the great receivers that you do have there. Is this what you thought? I mean, is this what you hoped for when you made this decision to come to Virginia to have, this type of offensive success?
Yeah, no, it's no doubt. I mean, I think the past few seasons they've kind of struggled offensively, and I thought I could be a big piece in helping kind of flip it. And then also too, I mean, we went out and got a bunch of guys out of the portal, and we've got the running backs, we've got the receivers, the O line's playing great. I mean, so I mean, everything, like, everybody's got to do their 1/11th on offense and to make this thing click. So it's been a lot of fun to try and just get better each week.
I would say college football fans, but obviously Virginia fans will never, for this season, one of the games they'll look back on and think about is that Florida State game. That was epic for so many different reasons. And that place was packed. It looked electric. The field storm, just craziness. When you think back on that Florida State win, it seems like it was a big catalyst for you guys, obviously. But what do you feel like this team took from that big win, besides the W and being able to boost your resume, but just in general for the squad?
Yeah, I think it gave us kind of that belief and
Mm.
confidence. I think that was a huge step for us as a program. I mean, just kind of showing us that we do belong. We believed it, don't get me wrong, but that was a game that we really needed to go do it, and that was huge for us as a program, and to be able to have all those fans there and just go out there and help us win that game was awesome, and just to see this place have some success early.
So you guys had been kind of blowing people out up to that point and just killing people. Then you go double overtime, walk off safety, overtime, and then finally a double digit win. We're back. We're
Yeah.
back to doing business as usual. What did that 4 or 5 game stretch there? What did that take? I mean, a ton of adversity that you guys faced, and yet somehow you found ways to win football games. What was that like mentally for you as a leader and obviously as the quarterback?
I mean, it was stressful during the games, but no, I think the thing that you kind of see is we just have the heart of a champion. I mean, just being able to go out there and find different ways to win games. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, good teams find a way to win the football game, and we've found a way to win. Just I think in every way possible throughout that stretch. It seemed like, I mean, defense winning us the game, just crazy stuff happening, but it definitely shows that we can find different ways to win the game, and just that I mean, we got to play complementary football, obviously, to stay out of those situations, but understand that there's going to be a unit on our team that's going to step up and make plays.
As you guys, you mentioned the 3 games left, and they're big ones, right? And you're making that push towards Charlotte, towards the playoff. I mean, all these things that a lot of people did not predict early on for Virginia. But the beauty of it for you is Coach Elliott's done it, right? He's won national championships. He knows what it takes to get to the playoff. What does he tell you daily, right? Like, what is he telling you guys, your team, the offense about being able to keep that focus? Is he giving you any kind of words of wisdom there?
Oh yeah, I mean, really, just don't take the poison. I mean,
Mm.
there's gonna be a lot of stuff. I mean, Tuesday, I mean, yeah, tonight there's gonna be
Oh,
the
yeah.
selection show and everything like that, and not watching it, not turning your phone on, looking at that stuff. Um, that's uh that's gonna help us out a ton. I mean, just staying hungry, and I think we have a mature group. We've got a bunch of old guys on our team that they're not really paying attention to that. I think I'd be a little more concerned if we were kind of a younger ball club, but no, I think we're going to handle it the right way, and we understand that we've got 12 quarters left, so it's
Mhm.
the most important 12 quarters we've got left of our season.
Yeah, are we talking to Coach Morris here or the quarterback? I mean, what are we doing,
Chandler,
Chan? Come on, big dog.
are you really not gonna watch it?
No, I'm not going to watch it.
I
He's
love
got to
that.
study. He's got stuff to do to get his
I
second or
mean, he
third
is at
degree. This is
Virginia. I
this is
get that.
Professor Morris here that we're talking to. Chan, last one for me, man. Super grateful for your time. When I look at this team, for the entirety of the season and specifically the offensive side of the ball, when you guys are balanced, when you're running it really effectively, you guys are hard to stop, and you're really fun, to watch with what your offense does there. It felt like that went away for a couple of games, but it seems like you found it back, specifically against California. And, I know you're going to need it against, Wake Forest this week, and the defense that they play with, how fast, how tenacious they are. How, I guess, do you not guarantee, but how do you overemphasize that happens, that you guys are able to run the ball and be so effective on the ground?
Yeah, I think it comes down to being efficient on first down. I think that was kind of a thing that we kind of got away from. And me personally, I wasn't doing a good job on first down. Kind of throughout that little hole that we were in on that 3-game stretch. But yeah, being efficient on first down, I've got to. I kind of caught myself trying to go for the home run. I just got to keep us ahead of the chains, and good things happen when you stay ahead of the sticks, and the whole playbook's wide open, and it helps out as a play caller and everything like that. So definitely just being efficient first down.
Chandler, okay, last one here. It's a little more of a fun one. So you and I are both from Texas, and Charlottesville is my favorite ACC city for a variety of reasons, but really good food. I'm assuming you are at Torchy's often when you are living in Seville as a Texan. Where else do you like to eat in Charlottesville? Because it's probably the ACC's best food city outside of, Boston and the big ones.
Yeah, I've done some damage at Torchy's here, but I think probably I like Burton's. This is kind of a newer spot.
Okay, good to know.
So it's in that shopping center, so that's probably me and my family's favorite spot to go hit whenever they're in town.
So I need to
Nice.
check that out this weekend, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you got to get the firecracker shrimp too.
Oh,
really
man,
good.
yes. Sign me
Really.
up. If you have
Or
any
Mac,
contacts, please send it my way.
Just Torchy's, because every
That's
time I go
lunch.
to
That's lunch.
Seville.
They're actually right next to each other too. So
Oh,
I mean,
perfect.
Maybe do both. Maybe do both.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
Love it.
Actually, I lied, Chandler. I had one more. When I was talking Wake Forest, it made me think of those two talented safeties that they have. What kind of challenge does that present to you? Because usually, there's a couple guys, but when it's the two guys in the back and they're reading you, you're reading them. What kind of challenge do those two guys back there provide to you as a QB?
Yeah, no, I mean a huge challenge. Obviously, they can cover well, and then they'll come down and fit the run pretty aggressively. So, they're doing a great job. They've got a lot of experience. I think one of them's played a ton of snaps, and so it'll be definitely a big challenge for us. And I think they do a lot of different stuff defensively, especially up front. They kind of junk it up for you. So, they've done a good job. I mean, statistically and numbers wise, I mean they're one of the top teams in the conference. So it's gonna be a big challenge for us.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, man. Can't wait to see you this weekend, and excited to be in Charlottesville with you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Rollback just dropped their licensed game day collection. Polos, hoodies, Q-zips, custom designed for your school. On game days, we wear Rollback, period.
Thanks again to Chandler Morris for joining us. I am already jealous. He is probably headed to get some queso from Torchy's as we speak. And I cannot wait till I have a Virginia game this winter, and then I will be at Torchy's and Burton's. The shout out,
I'm excited for Burton's.
there.
I need to write that down so I can remember to go check that out.
Very good to know. We love Charlottesville. Okay, Mac, let's just talk a little Virginia here. Because Virginia's playing Wake Forest, of course. It's a night game, so I think Scott Stadium's going to be rocking again. 7 o'clock on ESPN. Virginia only a 6.5-point favorite. It's so interesting. A lot of low spreads for the Hoos, at least as of now, they're a 6.5-point favorite. We'll see how that moves. When you look at this game, Wake Forest coming off a brutal beatdown by Florida State on the road. Then they have to go on the road again to Virginia. Wake's been really good at home. Not as good on the road. I think that's an interesting storyline here. Virginia has been really good at home, but they're scoring way more points at home than they are on the road. And then Virginia's good against the run, and that's something that Wake needs to happen to win games. QB issues at Wake. Claiborne was kind of shut down against Florida State. I thought Cal was the spooky game for Virginia, and they handled it. I don't see this game being as spooky as we did maybe a couple weeks ago.
No, I totally agree. And it's just, it's one of those things that you kind of run into with sports is you're flying high and you're doing things that no one thought you could do. And then, when that reality sets in, it's a long way down. It's a big crash, and you get beat down there by Florida State did. And, what can Virginia do to replicate that? Obviously, they beat Florida State when they were number 8 in the country and probably we're thinking one of the best teams in the country before they kind of fell to pieces there. So
Feels so
the,
long
the
ago, Mac.
yeah, so long ago. I mean, it feels like a different season almost. The biggest success for me with Virginia is just having that balance. Like, you look at any team that Coach Elliott has been a part of, whether as a coordinator or his years at Virginia as the head coach, when they can show balance and they can have that on the offensive side of the ball, they're humming and they're playing at a really, really high tempo. And I think it was pretty telling too. Chandler self-admittedly so trying to do too much,
Yeah.
trying to push the ball downfield, trying to take home runs instead of just operating within the offense. And that's when you find guys getting in trouble. Look at Carson Beck. Look at the things that
Right.
he's done. Look at any quarterback that when they're kind of like, I got to get more. No. Just do what we do in the offense. If that's not open, if there's a safety over the top, there's a check down. There's options built into this. And Chandler's a coach's son. I know he knows it inside and out. I know he knows protections, coverages, where to go with the football. And so this is going to be a unique challenge for him with these safeties in this defense because they're going to want to make a stand. They're going to want to have their brothers back after giving up 40-plus points to a hurting FSU team. And so they're going to be a little bit inspired, I think. Now, you're right about being a different team when they go on the road, but how much can Nick Anderson and the boys on that defensive side of the ball really bounce back and get it going?
Yeah. And the other issue for Wake that, is good news for Virginia, especially if that crowd's rocking. Wake had 11 penalties at Florida State. Like, that is rough.
Yeah.
They fumbled the ball a million times. They
Right.
recovered most of them, but it was just sloppy. It was sloppy from the Deeks. But good news for Wake. They still have on their schedule, they have Delaware left, so they will make a bowl, most likely, which is a huge deal for Wake Forest, and I think a massive step in the right direction. Okay, speaking of schedule, let's finish with this. And Chandler Morris alluded to it with the 3 games remaining. They have Wake Forest, Virginia does. Then they go to Duke, November 15th, 3:30 p.m., bye week, and then they host Virginia Tech. I love how this shapes up for them. Now, of course, Duke is a massive game.
Yeah.
And that is probably a playoff or play-in game, just depending on what else happens, because Georgia Tech does have the tiebreaker over Duke, and Georgia Tech and Virginia haven't played. So that's just going to be a huge game. But I love that they have a bye before Virginia Tech, and I love that they have Virginia Tech at home.
Yeah.
Because when Virginia goes to Lain Stadium, it doesn't matter how bad Virginia Tech is, it's just kind of a wrap. So that is really good news for UVA going forward. This is a schedule where I think they can handle their business. I know Virginia fans are like, don't look ahead, don't look ahead. Coach Elliott probably hates that, but I like how this is shaping up for the Who's, Mac.
Yeah.
They got to handle Wake first, though.
Mm-hmm. I'm right there with you. And I think that it is, extremely favorable, the fact that you beat, Florida State and got all the momentum, all that excitement, but also you beat Louisville at Louisville. That's the other
that's
team that's
huge.
kind of hanging out there
Huge.
that's tied with you. And then you have opportunity to put a coffin or put a nail in the coffin with Duke and solidify yourself, into the ACC championship game there. So that's what I like. I love the fact that they do control their own destiny right now and that they have everything in front of them and that they're able to really get going and go there. So it's a pretty amazing opportunity and get it done obviously this week. Huge game at home. Hope that crowd is insane. Huge opportunity for them. But then going to Duke is going to be tough. And they're playing at a very high level, offensively, pushing the ball all over the field, which the only concern that I kind of have right now is, the secondary giving up huge plays. Now, they answered that a little bit against Cal, had a couple of turnovers, had the game sealing, pick 6 there. So just that's going to be a big opportunity for them to flex even more of their muscles. And why not? Why not run the table here and, have a lot of fun and a big party in Charlotte?
And of course, they're undefeated in the league, even though they lost to NC State, which is so stupid. This whole thing. It's stupid that NC State has beaten the 2 best teams of the league and that they scheduled that game outside of the ACC. But also, when you think back at that game, I know Virginia fans, I know Chandler Morris would love to have that game back there in the red zone. They're about to score. He throws that pick. But maybe they needed it to go on this run, and they just you need a little luck, Mac, and it's lucky that game didn't count in league.
No doubt. And just the way that 4 or 5 game stretch went there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. Crazy. It takes luck. It really does. And, they're getting some people back. It seems like they're getting healthy. Can they really surge in these last couple of games? We'll see. It's going to be fun. I cannot wait to be there. Cannot wait to be in Charlottesville. The huddle will be there early. We need you all there early, loud. Hey, get those signs going. Cannot wait to be there. We've had some great crowds. It's been a ton of
You
fun
guys have.
everywhere that we go. So appreciate the support in advance. Can't wait to see everybody. But appreciate you guys. Jump in the comments. Tell us what you think about the Who's. Can they do it? Can they run this table to get to Charlotte here, solidify their place, and then who knows? We're talking playoffs, baby. For the Who's there. Party like it's 1990, I think it was, when these guys are playing for potential natty there. But appreciate y'all. Go subscribe. Jump on this journey with us. Until next time, we'll see y'all.